When it comes to the best Yu-Gi-Oh sets of all time, Magic Ruler is hands down in the top 5, if not the top 3. This set gave us so many spell cards like Confiscation, Delinquent Duel, The Forceful Century, Snatch Steal, Giant Grenade, and MST. Every card except MST is still banned to this day, but in this video, we're gonna go over what I think is the second most powerful card of this set, Painful Choice. Side note, if you want to know what I think is the first, it's Delinquent Duel because it stayed banned since the first ban list. Anyways, we'll be focusing on how Painful Choice affected future card design. Alright, let's get right into this. Before I start, I do want to thank Robin, sorry I can't say his last name, I'm afraid I'll butcher it, for making an article on why Painful Choice got banned. Link to that will be in the description. Now, onto the video. When Painful Choice was first released, people used it as a deck building tool to make their deck more consistent. However, Painful Choice would get stronger and stronger as more sets came out, especially when Konami decided to make cards that want to be in the graveyard, most notably Pre-Errata Sinister Serpent, a card that would return to your hand every time it was sent to the graveyard. These two were basically best friends, because now every time someone activated Painful Choice, they would always send Sinister Serpent, and the opponent has no choice but to give them the Serpent, otherwise they would just give their opponent a +2 in card advantage. This combo was so good that in the 2000 Asia Championship, the first place winner Tem Yi Look, sorry if I said that name wrong, capitalized off of 3 Serpents and Painful Choices for his Cannon Soldier burn deck. The purpose of this deck is to clear away your opponent's board, summon as many monsters on the field as possible off of Ultimate Offering, attack with all of them, then use Cannon Soldier's effect to burn your opponent's remaining life points. This was basically the Dark Strike Fighter OTK before Dark Strike Fighter. The purpose of Painful Choice was to dump 3 Serpents into the graveyard, add them all back to your hand, and either use them as discard fodder for Tribute to the Doom, Magic Jammer, and Graceful Charity, or summon them as fodder for Cannon Soldier. Back to Painful Choice. This card got even better when Invasion of Chaos came out, giving us all the Chaos monsters. Thanks to Painful Choice, summoning them was a lot easier than expected. Hell, even Pre-Errata Dark Magician of Chaos was used with Painful Choice. If you had Monster Reborn in your hand, you could dump Demok into the graveyard, revive it with Monster Reborn, then add Monster Reborn or any other spell you dumped off of Painful Choice. This card was really used a lot in the Yada deck to help summon Chaos Emperor Dragon. I already went over how the Yada works, just go check out my Yada video, link to that will be in the description below. But anyways, eventually, after the first ban list in 2004, Painful Choice was ultimately banned on April 2005 and has remained there since. Now that you know how the card was used, let's get into how it affected card design. After this card was banned, Konami made fewer cards that can send multiple cards from the deck to the graveyard, unless those cards are slow or have a cost to it. Nowadays, when they make a card that can send from the deck to the graveyard, it can only send 1 or sometimes 2 cards. However, as crazy as it sounds, Konami did try experimenting and made a couple of cards that can send multiple cards from the deck to the graveyard, though they made these cards either type specific or have some sort of setup. Sadly, this failed and 2 of those cards ended up getting banned. Those cards are Snake Rain, number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, and that Grass Looks Greener. Let's start with Snake Rain. It can only send reptiles from the deck to the graveyard, and this card has the potential to be broken, it's just that we haven't gotten that broken reptile deck yet, and sadly the Abyss archetype just couldn't do it. And no, I'm not calling by the TCG name, I hate it. But yeah, this card's basically like Block Dragon, and it just needs that broken archetype in order to get banned, Kappa. Next is Dark Matter Dragon, who can only send 3 dragons from the deck to the graveyard. However, what makes this card so powerful is that the effect is a cost, meaning that you can negate it. That part of the effect has to go through. Dark Matter is the reason why all 4 Dragon Rulers got banned, which is the first time Konami banned an entire archetype, and to add on to that, it was very easy to summon, so yeah, giving dragons this effect may have been a mistake. Finally, we have Grass, who by itself can send 20 cards from the deck to the graveyard. This card alone made an entire deck called 60 Card Grass, and in my opinion, this is the closest card we've gone to a modern Painful Choice, because both cards can provide a tremendous amount of advantage, even though it's luck based. Sending 20 random cards to the graveyard is just as good as picking 5 cards to send to the graveyard, even if you have to play 60 cards. So when it comes to Painful Choice, it shows everyone just how powerful graveyard dumping can be, since the graveyard basically acts like a second hand, and in my opinion, it kinda debunks an old myth with newer players. The myth is that back in the old days of Yu-Gi-Oh, having your monsters in the graveyard was the worst thing ever compared to now. However, if that's the case, why was Painful Choice banned so early? Pretty much throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history, people wanted their monsters in the graveyard since there were cards that either want to be in the graveyard or needed other cards in the graveyard. So in reality, that myth's not entirely true. Overall, Painful Choice is one hell of a card, and it really had a huge impact on the game as a whole. Anyways, we've reached the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like and subscribe for more. I hope you have a good day.